In 2 Corinthians 10, Paul gives his strategy on how he fights spiritual battles and spiritual warfare, how he deals with it. And in verse 3, it says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh." So, this is the first thing we need to acknowledge is that yes, warfare will come. Just because we're saved doesn't mean struggle, the enemy and all of these things are not going to try to attack us. If anything, it's going to want to attack us more now that we acknowledge that it's there, one, and now that we have been saved through Jesus Christ, right? So we have to acknowledge that there is a war. There is going to be spiritual warfare that will try to attack us. But it Paul right here teaches us, and it's so important that he says, "For though we walk in the flesh," meaning yes, we have a human body. So there is going to you can't get rid of this factor that you have a human body. But he says we don't war according to it. So that means there is a different source of battle that we fight from. There is a place that we stand that is not what we see or what we can necessarily feel. We stand from the side of the spirit. So it is a spiritual war. It is all in the spirit. We are not standing and fighting physically. We have to understand that it's spiritual. A lot of the things you go through are spiritual things regarding your body. There's some spiritual things behind everything. There is a spiritual side. God bases a lot of the spiritual things based off the natural things. So we have to understand that there is going to be a spiritual war. If there's things happening in life, let's look at the spiritual side of it. If we will look at the spiritual aspect, we might know how to deal with it better. We're not trying to deal with things naturally because it tells us right here not to deal with things naturally. It says that there's another side of it. We are not warring with the natural. So we have to look at the spiritual side of things. And this is the first strategy, first step of the strategy that Paul gives us.